Good afternoon and welcome to day 2 of Business English 1. This is the online video lecture for Thursday, March 19, 2020. As you know, on Monday the lecture was pretty long, so hopefully today's will be shorter so you won't have to listen quite so much. I just wanted to remind you of the textbook and the reading assignments. The textbook for the course is Communicating in Business English, and you do have reading assignments from Chapter 2. Chapter 2 only, which is in sort of a light purple color. Okay, you should be reading 2 sections per week starting this week, week 1. So this week you should read Chapter 2, sections 1 and 2. Next week you will read Chapter 2, sections 3 and 4. Week 3, you'll read sections 5 and 6, week 4, 7 and 8, and so on through weeks 5, 6, and 7 until you have read all 14 sections of Chapter 2. The first page is the reading, the examples, the vocabulary. The second page is the exercises. Make sure you do those exercises. Understand how the words are used, understand what they mean, okay? If you don't do those, then you're really going to have a hard time on the quizzes. Okay? Now you can double check your answers in the back of the book, in the appendix, and those are also in the PDF file that I have uploaded to Blackboard along with Monday's lecture. Okay. Dress code for this class is important. Why? Because it's a presentations course. Okay. Now I know that right now, because we're online, a lot of you are probably sitting at home in your pajamas, laying on the couch, sitting on your bed, watching these online lectures. And that is perfectly fine. That is not a problem. The only thing I'm talking about with a dress code is when you are doing a presentation. Okay. If we end up doing 1 or 2 of the presentations online, then I do expect you to follow the dress code for those, even if you are at home and on webcam at that point, or webcam or phone or whatever. Especially when it comes to class time, when you're doing presentations in class face-to-face, that's when the dress code will be the most important, okay? Because this is a presentations course. So I just want to go ahead and give you this information so that you know in advance what to expect and what will be expected of you, okay? So video lectures you're watching at home, pajamas are fine, okay? When you're doing a presentation in class, no t-shirts. No t-shirts, okay? Your shirt has to have a collar like this. That kind of raised part around the neck, okay? A collar. Now, little pronunciation thing here. Collar, C-O-L-L-A-R, and color. Color of my shirt is blue, okay? Collar, everyone say collar, and collar, 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 okay? Now, collar, like my shirt collar, is pronounced just like the word caller, like a person who makes a call. The caller on your phone, if somebody calls you, you would look at the caller ID to see who is calling you. Caller. Everyone say caller, caller, exact same pronunciation. Color, color. A little bit different, okay? So, no t-shirts for your presentations. No images, advertising, logos, okay? You want people to listen to your presentation. You do not want them reading your shirt, your advertising. Now, if you've got a shirt and it has like a little tiny logo here on the pocket or something, that's not a problem. Okay, but I don't want Nike all across your chest. Now, stripes, flowers, patterns, those are fine. Words and things that people are going to be trying to figure out, no, those are not okay. Blue jeans are okay, but wear your good blue jeans, okay? No ripped or torn or wholly falling apart jeans, okay? No skinny jeans. Okay, this just looks inappropriate. Okay? If you're going to wear jeans, that's okay, not skinny jeans. Nothing that is skin tight. Okay? No shorts. Now, right now, of course, it's too cold for that, but by the time we get to the end of the semester, it will be much warmer. Regular class, you can wear shorts. When you are doing a presentation, no shorts. Again, you want the audience to listen to your words. You do not want them distracted by your sexy legs. Okay? Tights. This is a very common look nowadays with mini skirts and shorts, girls wearing tights. Again, no. Okay? Those do not count as pants. If you're going to wear tights underneath longer pants or underneath a normal length skirt, that's okay, but not under shorts or a mini skirt. Okay? Again, you want them to focus on your presentation, not your legs. No mini skirts. Exact same reason. No flip-flops or sandals. Okay? You need to wear regular shoes. Now, the exception here is for girls. Girls, if you have sandals with open toes, that is acceptable. For guys, I'm sorry, but the rules are different for men and women in this case. No winter clothing when you are doing a presentation. No hats, gloves, scarves, winter jackets, outerwear. You can wear a sweater, but not a coat, a jacket that is designed for outside wear. Classrooms are not that cold. Okay? No hoodies or sweatshirts. No hats or sunglasses. No baseball caps. If you know that you're doing a presentation, make sure your hair is okay for you to take your hat off. No chewing gum, no bubble gum. When you're doing a presentation, if you're chewing something, it makes it much harder, more difficult for the audience to understand you because you cannot speak as clearly. Okay? And of course, during presentations, no sleeping. Okay? When other students are presenting, your job is to listen and pay attention, to focus on what they are saying. That is your participation in that class. If you are sleeping, you're not participating. Okay? No sleeping during class. No cell phones. This is a presentations course. Like I just said, your job is to listen quietly, to show respect for your classmates, for the work that they have done to put their presentations together. Your job is to listen and pay attention. Absolutely no cell phone use during presentations. Absolutely no cell phone use during presentations. Absolutely no cell phone use during presentations. Alright, so you have to do a presentation. You're trying to plan and prepare. Where do you start? Where do you begin? How do you decide what to speak about? How can you think of ideas? And how should you organize your thoughts? These are important questions when you are planning and preparing a presentation. You might feel like this guy. Frustrated, tired, some ideas, but all garbage, all trash. You're like the thinker, trying to think of ideas, trying to think of a strategy, think of a plan for your presentation. How do you do that? That's what we call brainstorming. That's when you put your brain to work to try to think of ideas and plans and strategies and any ideas for your presentation. We call that brainstorming. So you have to have a brainstorming session. Now, sometimes a brainstorming session is all by yourself. It's only you sitting, thinking, trying to think of ideas. Other times, brainstorming sessions can be a group of people, 2 or 3 people, or 10 people, 20 people even, okay, depending on what the project is. But a brainstorming session is a chance for you to think of ideas and strategies and plans and whatever you can think of for your topic. When you brainstorm, you think about the topic and write down every word or idea you can think of which is related to your topic. Is it important to write them down? Yes. Because if you don't, it's really easy to forget them. Sometimes you might have a great idea and think, oh, this is a really good idea. But if you don't write it down, then later you think, oh, what was that idea? I lost it. So it's really helpful to write them down. That way you won't forget them, you won't lose them, you'll have them. So think about your topic, your main idea, your goal here, and write down everything you can think of related to your topic. Now, when you're doing this, it's important not to think about the quality of the ideas when you're brainstorming. Don't try to think, oh, is this a good idea or a bad idea? Will this work? Is it too difficult? Is it possible? Don't worry about it. Because if you do, if you start judging those things while you're brainstorming, then you will start thinking of ideas and you'll think, oh no, that's too hard, and that's too complicated, and that's not interesting, and somebody else did that. You'll end up with a blank piece of paper. Okay? So, or you might even think, oh, this is a stupid idea, I don't want to do this. That's okay. Write it down. Maybe it is a stupid idea. Maybe it is boring. Maybe it is impossible to do. Go ahead and write it down. You can throw it away later if you decide to. But what happens if you write it down? Write it down and then you think, okay, you might even start thinking, it's not a good idea, but just write it down. Because then you might think, oh, what about this? And then I can write this, and this, and this is a good idea. And what about this and that? And you might have the best idea. So go ahead and write it down. That idea you might have to throw away later. That's okay. But it might lead you to a really, really good idea. So don't judge while you're brainstorming. Just write it down. You can always throw it away later. Now, there are some different methods we use for brainstorming. 3 that I want to look at today are listing, free writing, and mind mapping. Okay, you can make a list, you can free write, or you can make a mind map. Have you heard of these before? Do these sound familiar to you? Well, let's take a look at them. Now, imagine that our topic is smoking. Do any of you smoke? Anybody? Okay. Can't see your hands. But we're going to look at smoking, and we're going to do some simple brainstorming today. Now, I will warn you, this is a very, very simple example. Okay? It's an example to show you the process. It's not going to show you an absolute best example. The best way you could do it. The idea of a lot of these examples is to just give you a basic idea and then to get you started, and then you go from there. Okay? So if we're going to look at the topic of smoking, all right, you would just list different ideas that come to your mind related to smoking. How many could you think of? Well, let's see here. We have it's unhealthy, no smoking areas, yellow teeth, unattractive, cancer, nicotine, secondhand smoke, tar, tumors, hard to quit, smokers and non-smokers, gum disease. Gum, that's the pink part that your teeth are set into, okay, in your mouth. Bars and clubs, age, bad breath. So a lot of things here related to smoking. Okay, we've got about 15 things here. Is that a lot? Could you come up with more ideas related to smoking? I'm sure I could. And these are just in random order. They're just random. They're not organized in any way. Okay? And that's okay. But if you really want to brainstorm, then you can go back and sort of organize them together. Let's read inside the red box here. Look at the example below. All of the words and ideas are related to the topic of smoking. And now you can either categorize the information into groups like health risks, social aspects, and harmful substances. Also, grouping the information together will help you to focus your topic. So it will help you narrow down your topic so that you've got a really strong topic to deal with. So you might start with that at the beginning, kind of putting things in different lists under different headings or titles. You can do that from the very beginning, or you can always go back and do that later. But it's just listing things related to your topic. Okay? Now, could you think of more than 15? Why don't you take a minute, pause the video, and see how many you can add. Okay, now that you've done that, take a look at this. Here, they've listed a whole bunch of things, but on all of these post-it notes. It's a whole lot of ideas. And those would actually be easy to kind of take off and rearrange. So you might do something like that. But they've just gone crazy on ideas here. Even Darth Vader used listing. Notice when he was trying to think of a name for his weapon. Well, first he had dark gray or pink, choosing the color. And then he was looking at different ideas. Was it the really bad star or the nasty star? The Death Star. So he came up with the best idea, the best name, by doing some brainstorming. Okay? Another way to brainstorm is to free write. When you free write about a topic, you write down words or phrases or ideas related to your topic. You do not need to write complete sentences or worry about grammar. Okay, this is not an essay. These are just ideas. It's free. So don't worry so much about spelling mistakes. Don't worry about grammar. Just get your ideas onto paper. Okay? So this is what some free writing might look like. So here they're talking about conservation. Conservation. Conservation makes me think of the Jack Johnson song. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Not enough people recycle. When I went to Ragsdale the other day, Ragsdale, it's probably a town of some sort. When I went to Ragsdale the other day, and they seemed surprised, I wanted to know where to put my plastic bottles. Weird. That was strange to me. Conserve, conserve, conserve. Don't waste water, and don't leave the oven on. If you leave the oven on, you're wasting electricity. Same with lights if you're not using them. Conserving is like protecting. Conserving is like saving acorns for the winter, like squirrels would save nuts, acorns, for the winter. You can conserve water, food, energy, almost anything. You can conserve it. Now, what's the difference between conservation and saving? We're talking about saving money. That could be getting a lower price on something or accumulating, building up savings of money. Can you build up water or electricity at home? Not really, no. Okay. So the idea of saving water or saving money is to build up. When we talk about conservation, it's more about reducing the waste, not using more than we have to. Okay, that's conservation, is more about that. Okay? And the final method we're going to look at today is called a mind map. A mind map. Making a word map is a type of brainstorming which allows you to see the connections or the relationships between your ideas while developing your thoughts in different directions. Okay? So sometimes you'll see word map or a mind map. It's a map showing your ideas and your thoughts and how they are connected. Okay, so for example here, we've got the free writing example about conservation. Now let's turn that into a mind map. So we've got the topic here in the middle, conservation. What can we think about with conservation? Save, reduce, keep, to hold something. Save, we could save the earth. That's a different branch here, that's a little different idea. Save the earth. When we think about the earth, energy, trees, food, and water. Things we can save or conserve. Conservation can mean caring, to care, to be active, to do something, to organize, to help, care about humanity, love, peace, and respect. We might think about conservation meaning protection. Protect means to shelter, to be cautious, to guard, or to look after something. And to avoid waste. Recycle, reuse things. To be mindful. Mindful is to be aware, to think about what you're doing. And no trash. Cutting down on the waste that we have. So that's what a mind map looks like. It kind of categorizes things and divides them up into different sections or categories, or kind of like a spider web. Goes off in different directions. Here's some other mind maps you can look at. This one talks about modes of human expression and communication. So they talk about journals, web pages, telephone, written letters, emails. Those are kind of the main ideas here. And then from those they go off in different directions. And sometimes there's only like one more branch. Here they've gone off, and then branched off twice from there. Emails, they've gone off several times here. This one is pretty long. And this will help you develop your ideas. It will help you come up with more and better ideas. Okay. Here's another one where they just went crazy with doing sort of a mind map, showing the relationships and how everything's connected together. So let's go back to our original example about smoking. To make a mind map, you put your topic in the center, smoking. And then you brainstorm from there. Oh, okay, there are health risks, there are social aspects, and there are harmful substances. Well, let's look at the health risks. What about those? Well, it could cause cancer or gum disease or emphysema. That's a breathing problem. There are social aspects to smoking. Yellow teeth. It's unattractive. You get secondhand smoke, which damages other people. And there are harmful substances, such as formaldehyde and nicotine and tar. Now, is this a very thorough mind map? Is it really complete? No, it's not. Okay. This is a very, very basic example to show you the process, but it's not well developed. So you could take this and develop it much more with a lot more ideas. And even like the harmful substances, is that related to the health risks? Maybe it doesn't, maybe it needs to be over here somewhere. Okay? Maybe you want to rearrange that, and you could do that. Alright, so now it's time for you to practice doing some brainstorming. Think about what makes a good presentation. What is necessary? What's required? What makes a good presentation? I want you to make a mind map related to that. What makes a good presentation? I want to show you a few examples here. These are some good ones that students have done in the past. Don't copy them. Okay, I just want to show you kind of what they've done. So, kind of put your topic in the middle, what makes a good presentation, and then they branched off from there. They talked about listeners, contents, tools, the speaker, and developed that really, really well. Okay, went off in a lot of different directions. This one, what makes a good presentation? Communication, organization, attraction, and delivery. And again, going off in several directions related to each of those. What makes a good presentation? Some people use colors to like highlight their main ideas, their main branches. Here they used a little bit of color. No, I'm sorry, the red was mine. Here they went off here in several directions. These were really well-developed ideas. What makes a good presentation? You can just put the words good presentation there. Okay? Again, you want to really develop those ideas. You should have a whole page full of things. Not just 5 or 6 ideas. Not just 10 ideas. But you should have 30, 40, 50 ideas on your page. Okay? Here's another typed one. They put this off to the side. They talked about organization, contents, and speech, and developed each of those. This one could be developed more, but it is organized well. Here's another one where they use some highlighting, but they did have some really nice development on some of these ideas. Really developed the ideas. And another one here where they had some good development, some nice subtopics, preparations, confidence, contents, dress, self-introduction, caution. Those were the main ideas that they branched off from. Here's another one where they used some color and some little designs to highlight things, and they even drew some pictures. Okay, you don't have to do that, but if you enjoy it, if it makes your mind map more, if it makes it easier to read and more interesting, you can do that. Okay, so what do you have to do? Homework, reading in the book, Chapter 2, Sections 1 and 2. If you don't already have a good professional international email address, make sure you do that. Choose your nickname. Okay? I'd like to know that on Monday. I will ask for that on Monday. And now I want you to create a mind map. Also due on Monday, What makes a good presentation? Again, don't just write down 10 or 20 things. That's not enough. You should have 40, 50, 100 ideas. Okay? Develop it as much as you can. Now, obviously, we're not in class right now. Okay? We're not physically in class. What you can do with that, you can do it as a Word document if you want to do it on the computer. Or you can just do it on a regular piece of paper and then scan it, or scan it with your phone, or take a really clear picture of it so I can see it. And I'll ask for those on Monday also. Okay? You can email those to me on Monday. Okay? The mind map. Those are due on Monday. You can email those to me by Monday night. Okay? Alright, now I have one more fun assignment for you. There's no real deadline for this, but there's a really cool movie. A romantic comedy that will give you some ideas, or it's kind of related to what we're doing in this class. So it's a movie assignment, okay? And the movie is called Larry Crowne. Larry Crowne, his first name is Larry. Crowne, spelled with an E, is his last name, okay? So Larry Crowne is the main character in this, and he is played by Tom Hanks. And the other main character is Julia Roberts, okay? And this is sort of a romantic comedy, but it's set at a university, okay, where Julia Roberts, well, you'll see what happens, okay? Now, the first time I saw this was on TV here in Korea. The Korean title is Romantic Crowne, his last name. They didn't use his first name at all, and because it's a romantic comedy, they just called it Romantic Crowne. Okay, so you can search for that. I will post the YouTube link to this video. It is on YouTube in full in English. If any of you find a version of this with Korean subtitles, please let me know, and I will share that with the class also. So if you find it with Korean subtitles where it's available, please let me know, and I will share that with the entire class. Okay? But this is just fun. Grab some popcorn, or some snacks, some pizza, whatever, and just watch the movie. Enjoy it. I think you'll like it. Okay? So that is it for today. And fortunately I kept the video a little bit shorter today, so I hope that's okay with you guys. And have a great rest of the week and the weekend, and I'll see you back online on Monday again. Thank you.